Previously on Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York.
We were very suddenly embraced by an individual we don't know, who then promptly abandoned us. We were adopted by this lovely lady, whom you see, and she's kind of showing us the ropes. We had to establish for ourselves somewhat of a coterie, so we basically need some vampire besties to hang out with. We have to amass our foundation of power and influence. Because we're vampires, we are Toreador. What else are we gonna do?
And now on to the show.
Hope! Here we are! This should be the start of her cam session, if I remember correctly. You peek at the chat. Cult of Luna. Oh, that's right! We've got K-pop stans. We're not worthy. Queen! Vulgar. Fucking A. Hopeful number 1. Angel. With the crying face. Sexy bozo. Hell yeah, time to fuck. Judging by her setup, I don't think she's going to be insulted by that. She didn't really give us any moderating parameters, so we're just gonna ignore. If she gets on our ass for it, we know. You're tempted to try out the kick and ban prompts as soon as possible, but obviously you won't punish someone for a little dirty talk. Thank you. Today's show is quite special. Please welcome our new I forgot that was our name! Please welcome our new moderator, Pornos Collector. Turtle Guy, LMAO. Jess Hooker, LMAO. Heart's Filthy Lesson. What a good name. That's a Toreador. Oh. Don Diego. Who? Laughing my ass off. Sorry for sentencing you to death earlier. At least the community here seems to be a bit more welcoming this time. Looks like this place has an established hazing ritual. Or maybe they and Hope came up with one specifically for you. Who knows? You decide to stay silent. Eventually, people stop riffing on you and focus entirely on the star of the show. Alright, let's start this one with a bang, shall we? Heart's Filthy Lesson. Jerry 2010. It begins. Cult of Luna. Queen! Luna is on her shit. I love it. Poonding. Oh boy, she's gonna do it. So, this is where the strip show starts? You raise your head, curious about what kind of performance she's going for. I'm a little nervous because we just had... on Tuesday we finished Andromeda, and there was a very graphic sex scene. And not that there's any necessarily issues with that on my end, but of course I don't want Twitch to be mad at me. And secondly, I don't want YouTube to be mad at me. We were pretty shocked. So everyone hold on to your butts. I don't know where this is going, but I want to give everyone a time to buckle up. First, she opens her mouth and reveals her retractable fangs in front of the camera. Masquerade breach? Right off the bat, the online audience is treated to a sight of her wholly human set of teeth turning into a monster's maw. The image is both revolting and fascinating. She raises her left wrist for everyone to see, and then bites. The fangs immediately turn her arm into a horrifying, gory mess. It's unclear if she used them to slash or bite, but one thing is for sure. No ordinary human could cause such damage. If an ordinary human suffered such a wound, you'd expect a geyser of blood to appear too. But it doesn't. Hope's technically a corpse, so it's impossible. This is going on the internet? What about the Second Inquisition, though? She flashes a monstrous smile and starts smearing Vitae all over her hand to maximize the impact of the violent image. Then she starts drinking it up. She makes it a point to make the sight as gruesome as possible, looking like a hyena feasting on a corpse. The contrast of her behavior with her look of an Instagram model is stunning. Once she's done, she reveals her wrist to the camera for the last time. She starts making theatrical gestures with her right hand as the wound begins to mend. I'm imagining some, like, Houdini shit that, like, somebody over on the side has some either signs or flourishes their own to add. Shortly thereafter, the wound is gone. It's like a magician's trick. Her left hand looks like nothing bad ever happened to it. Here's an appetizer. First blood to kick off the show. While you're wondering what the hell is going on, Hope catches a glimpse of your bewildered face and turns to your direction. How's that for an opening? Well, you know what? The only reason I know what snuff is because of Vampire the Masquerade. Thank you, Bloodlines, for the education. I mean, I guess it's not technically because we're not murdering anyone because she's already dead. But... dang. We know she's not her. We've been alive for 4 nights. We're not that newborn. Oh my goodness. You're shooting snuff? Come on, just because it's transgressive violence doesn't mean it's snuff. A brief moment of awkward silence. Besides, if I was shooting snuff, I wouldn't mend the wound. If you expected a strip show, yeah, sorry to disappoint. This is more like a live stream digital art. The erotic subtext is there, of course. You peek at the chat. They're going wild. Cult of Luna. She did that. Hopeful number 1. Oh my goodness, so fast. Oh my goodness. Jesse Hooker. For free! Sexy bozo. It's more. Hopeful number 1. I'd love to lick your wrist. Queen, my fallen angel. Jesus Christ. Bender. Aww. They let Jack have a little cameo in this one. Ha! Yes. Sexy bozo. Nothing more arousing than a beautiful woman teetering on the edge of oblivion. A rose petal dancing in the eye of a violent hurricane. Another Toreador joins the chat. But eroticism is not the key here. It's vampirism. It is such a realistic chat. It's a new frontier, a living art installation. In the early 90s, the Japanese artists kept producing these videotapes with beautiful women committing gore harikiri. Those are an inspiration. She bares her fangs again in a devious grin. But I have no interest in auto-destruction or turning myself into a victim. This is a celebration of a body I love, and not self-inflicted punishment. The audience came here to marvel at a beautiful vampire and her awe-inspiring powers. Mending wounds is just one of these powers. The people watching can pay to see more. That's how we do it. Oh, and don't worry, the only things the audience can see and hear are the things I allow them to. We can talk freely. Just remember to moderate the chat, will you? Our baby Fang Toreador found an artist friend. A high risk of violating the Masquerade. Yeah, what a joke. She's blatantly breaching it in front of anonymous viewers. Still speechless, you turn your attention to the screen. She would be a wild addition to our coterie because this is like screaming for Second Inquisition to hunt you down, you know? It's a little terrifying. Oh. Okay, there we go. We gotta let it go. We gotta let it go. XXXXX69. Muy guapa. For those who don't speak Spanish, means very pretty. Or handsome, I guess, but with the feminine connotation. Thirst victim. Alright, I'm feeling generous today. Don Diego. Have you planned your next tattoo yet? Thirst victim. I'll pay for the next attraction. dick steal. Looking like a pink marshmallow covered in raspberry sauce. That's a new one I haven't heard. Turtle guy. Thirst victim, just letting you know you're based. Thirst victim. I know. Masochist Salma rubs his face against the keyboard. Yeah, these people are being chill. I mean, you have to take into consideration the kind of content that we've got going on and her intent. You let the guy vent his excitement. Seems harmless. Oh yeah, dude, I do that. I roll my face on the keyboard when I get too excited. A special message appears in the chat log, claiming somebody has successfully sponsored the first goal of the show. Hope smiles and picks up a bag of blood from underneath the bed. It must have been retrieved from a blood bank. She showcases the label to the camera for everyone to see. Now I'm upset. I've got 2 in the fridge and I didn't go get them. Heart's filthy lesson. Drink up. Fuck pornos, collector. Somebody changed their name to haze us. It's rude. Drink up. Thirst victim. Drink up with a heart. Hopeful number 1. Drink up with 3 hearts. Hope pours all the contents of the bag into her throat. You have no doubt it's real blood, but wonder why the viewers would be so satisfied with something that's so easy to fake. Don't worry, it pays well enough. You don't even bother to tell her this is not what you're thinking about. Safe to assume she knows. So what do you think about the Kindred and the internet? Have they told you anything? While she's waiting for someone to sponsor her next vampiric feat, she decides to strike up a conversation. You know what? I'm really curious to know this. Because the Second Inquisition is such a threat that many vampires just don't go online at all, or like even have phones that they keep for a predominant amount of time, the camarilla in some spaces will penalize you for being online. I'm really curious if there is like a 𝒂𝒹𝒾𝒶 protected section of the internet, you know, like a dark web for vamps. Let's do it. Is there a vampiric internet? If you find something that looks like vampire internet, stay away. See, some of us used to experiment with our own secure networks. We tried to build our own information hubs, social networks, everything. She's still working the phone in one hand, while looking for something under the bed with the other. On how many things can she concentrate at one time, exactly? Yeah, schreknet, but it was hacked and exposed? Oh man, the Second Inquisition is more formidable than I really gave them credit for. And then one day, the NSA got in. Turns out elders never really got the hang of proper security practices, or the sigils they used to smear on their screens didn't exactly work as advertised. Then, of course, all the other three-lettered intelligence agencies in the world got the intel. A lot of them decided bloodsuckers were the perfect new enemies for our post-9/11 times. The Second Inquisition came into being. You ever heard of it? A lot of our kind died just because they were too present online. Right now, the remains of our old network serve as a government honeypot, kept alive to attract fledglings and hunt them down. You post a certain keyword on Twitter or Facebook, you get tagged for investigation. You fit certain patterns, you get tagged for investigation. So there's a certain thrill in becoming an online presence without attracting attention from the authorities. This is giving me a lot to think about, because I'm at the point in my own campaign where my character's child, brand spanking new, he's maybe like 3 months old, is having kind of a hard time giving up his social media presence and is like making TikToks that like involve her and are like skyrocketing to virility, for lack of a better term. Because you get a Toreador in there and Toreadors being cute together, people eat that shit up. And she knows a lot about the Second Inquisition in respect to some things, but I don't think that she's well versed enough to be able to navigate TikTok well. So this is a lot of food for thought for me. She stretches on the bed. I hope you're still monitoring the chat. Oh, of course not. You're not as good as dividing your attention as she is. You correct your mistake and check the recent messages. Oh, they're starting to catch on to us. Thirst victim. Aw. Jessie Hooker. Is she talking to somebody? Sexy bozo. Can't wait for the real thing to start? What do you mean? Poonding. This 2-monitor setup rules. Call of Duty on one screen, drop dead hotness on the second screen. This guy knows what he's doing. Dick Steele. The only woman I don't hate. Sus. Gonna moderate that shit. Hope has crabs and gonorrhea? Hope more like my favorite. Oh. We got a hate watcher. We're gonna moderate those. We're gonna ban. Okay, but see, the thing is, she might be like, yeah, whatever. That's somebody who's commenting and drawing attention to my content. I'm not gonna treat it that way because I don't think our character has enough knowledge, but I definitely know some people who operate on that thought process, you know? I don't know what she wants quite yet, so let's do a kick first, and if she's like, why didn't you ban that motherfucker, then we ban. Because it might be harder to undo the ban, you know what I mean? You give the guy a kick. Get yourself a normal nickname, douchebag. After 10 seconds, he's back with the same handle. This is why you ban. Time for decision. Ignore or ban. Nah, ban him. That kind of nickname only suggests trouble. You get rid of them permanently. Yeah, if you've got a hate account, fuck you. Yeah, we did it! We got reputation with hope. Oh, good job. She's keeping close tabs on you. Anyway, yeah. When the Nosferatu admitted to Camarilla that their network got compromised, the elders went batshit insane. Internet communications became strictly forbidden. There were executions. A lot of people who use social media to secretly contact their mortal families and lovers got offed. That goes without saying. But if you weren't careful, even the most innocent web usage could result in being punished with final death. The Camarilla is so dramatic. It's these old motherfuckers, and they're like, my blood war didn't work. No one's allowed usage of the internet. It's like, you just did it bad, old dude. God damn. Thanks to user Dick Steele, the next goal has just gotten successfully funded. Turtle guy. Let's go, Don Diego. Vanishing act. Bastardo, dehumanize yourself and face the bloodshed. God. She raises her hand. 3 fingers up. 2 fingers up. 1 finger up. The countdown ends and she immediately disappears from the screen, like a ghost. Obfuscates? You can still see her on the bed, but the live feed indicates there's nobody there. When you deeply focus on the digital image, you swear you can make out some unusual glitching where her silhouette should be, but it could very well just be placebo. You ready for this? 3, 2, 1. A flash of the camera. The instant she reappears on the screen, she takes a selfie, sticking her tongue out in a provocative manner. The chat room explodes in cheers again. She is their vampire queen. You briefly wonder about her being glued to the screen. Is this the fantasy everyone is here for? A girl showing off cheap magic tricks while lazily browsing her social media. I mean, like, she's kind of living the life, though, you know? You realize you're way out of your depth here. Meanwhile, Hope decides to continue her lecture. There were some wild times, especially in New York. Ooh. My coterie is about to move to New York from New Orleans, so this is of special interest to me. Oh wow, most of them have no clue as to our real nature. Ooh. A lot of clandestine organizations have classified us as national threats. Since this is where the towers fell, the agencies are very present around here, looking for easy PR victories. The last SI raid here was just a few years ago. And it was a big one. Stripped the hornet's nest, something fierce. But although it's 2019, NYC is ruled by someone who got embraced before World War fucking II. And the cam as a whole really got spooked and swore off the internet. Of course they're not dumb and understand that you can't really coexist with modern kind without the internet. It's a gray zone right now, like piracy, technically frowned upon, but let the one without sin cast the first stone. The SI is a real threat, no joke. But in many senses, the darkest place is right under the candle. You take another look at the screen. Oh. We want blood. Blood for the blood god. Fuck pornos collector. How about some bad stuff? Can you do some bad stuff? Can you show us next time? Bad stuff. Jesse Hooker, it's been a long, hard day. Please give me a shout out. A familiar nickname pops up. Oh, 𝒸𝒾𝒶 is still face rolling, I see. That's innocuous. I'm gonna ignore him. The guy's the guy seems to be having the time of his life. Good on you, buddy. You're just gonna let this guy shit up the chat? Come on, it's your job to react to spam. But it's not like a spam link, and it's not like specific spam text. That's how I showcase excitement sometimes, and he's only done it twice. If he's like only chatting that'd be different, but it's your chat room. It's your chat room. She lets out a dejected sigh and kicks the guy from the room herself. Can't imagine she's too satisfied with how you handled the situation. The show goes on. Oh yeah, a fun fact about being a vampire, we can sweat and pee if we just exert ourselves really hard. Some of us can even orgasm. We can even cry, but only tears of blood. That I didn't know. I thought you could cry actual tears if you blushed. Interesting. It's something I always dreamed of doing when I was 14. So romantic. And it drives him crazy. As proof of her words, a scarlet tear starts running down her face. The chat goes wild. This seems to be exactly the kind of thing they've been waiting for. Oh my goodness. Alright. I'm waiting for it to stop. There we go. Oh no. Oh no, I saw that shit at the bottom. Thirst victim, screaming. Turtle guy, an angel that fell down from heaven. Hopeful number one, crying faces. Bastardo, oh my god, she did it again. Hostage executioner? Beatific. Turtle guy, hope your tortured soul finds some calm eventually. Probably not. Fuck man. Can you imagine USA assembling a blood-sucking squad that would just cruise by the border and suck blood out of every... no, any illegal they found? The very thought gives me the biggest boner. Gross, dude. That one's banned. Get him out. And banned. Just to be clear, you realize what we're doing here is a blatant breach of the Masquerade, right? I honestly expected you to leave or inform somebody right now, but you haven't, have you? You try to focus on the chat. A familiar nickname is displayed on the screen. 𝒸𝒾𝒶, you can't spam here anymore. Ban that motherfucker. Looks like Mr. 𝒸𝒾𝒶 needs a longer break. After you ban him, you hear Hope's voice. Good job handling that guy. Great. If nothing else works out, seems like you fit this job at the very least. In any case, the last goal has just been funded. It's time for the grand finale. This is what you've all been waiting for, right? Thirst victim, yes, queen. Jerry 2010, yes, queen. Heart's filthy lesson, yes, queen. Her voice has changed. She gets closer to the camera, letting her face fill the frame of the live feed. Her mesmerizing eyes are focused purely on the viewers. So, if you have enough points in presence and dominate. You can have your awe impact people through digital technology, through the phone, through the computer screen. I'm nervous. I'm nervous that this is this.
You wanted blood? Come out into the streets. Claw out your neighbors' throats, slash their veins, and drink up.
Oh no, Jesse, you can't spam. You can't spam. Sexy bozo. Yes, queen. Hunding. Yes, queen. Jesse Hooker doesn't get the in there. Hope's presence becomes absolutely horrifying, and it influences the chat in some incomprehensible way. Everyone starts typing like they're possessed. Oh, God.
Liberate yourself from the shackles of ordinary mortality. Make them scream. Feel the warmth of their entrails.
So with awe in V5, you can either make it like attractive or you can repulse people, and it's more of a fear horror thing. This is wild. I'm wondering if this is what she's doing. I think it is. Now everyone's losing it. What the hell is she doing to these people? What have you gotten yourself into?
Transcend your bodies. Release the message of hope into the world.
She jerks violently for a second, and then falls down on the bed like a marionette that had just had its string severed. She exhales loudly a few times, and laughs. When she does, the room goes dark again. Alright, that's enough. Instead of continuing, she does something with her phone. The stream ends, and the chat instantly becomes dead quiet. Let me take over. The atmosphere in the room is completely changed. She's already put herself together and stood up. Now she's walking towards you. At Vulgar. What the fuck just happened? Oh, okay. So she's reading it out loud, maybe? At Jerry 2010. Guess the show is over. Everyone relax and go home. At Hostage Executioner. Aw, and I was almost ready to come, bros. Cult of Luna. Hostage, I swear on my father's grave one day I will find you and kick the ever-living shit out of you. After every line she delivers, she changes her voice. The way she puts her lips together, and even the way she moves. She's Malk! She's Malk! How is she doing this? You've caught glimpses of her acting this way, but only now have you started to figure it out. Does she have multiple personality? All the people in those chat can't possibly be her. Wait a minute. Does this mean that... Miss Point de Luck! Okay, so if you don't get it, Louis, his surname from Interview with the Vampire, is Point de Luck. What a 10 out of 10 reference. 10 out of 10. I'm immortal. I'm bored. I'm separated from most vampires in the city by a generational chasm. And I'm so goddamn lonely. The internet used to be my only friend. Info dump delivery service. What's going on? Years ago, I started researching Tulpa's collective unconsciousness and all the jumbo at the intersection of psychology and spirituality. I decided to experiment. What? The show was fake. She wasn't on social media the whole time. She was the one typing in chat for us to moderate. A few years later, I was an Instagram fashionista, a successful erotic model, a vital part of pop culture commentariat, a viral shit poster, a cryptocurrency expert. All of my internet selves started signal boosting each other, paving the way for new ones. Became a one-woman empire surrounded by legions of psychopaths. The chat was fake. At me. Some may think of it as a dissociative identity disorder, but that's bullshit. Everyone has online alter egos they buried. I just resurrected them, gave birth to new ones, and let them crossbreed. Her constant tapping at the phone, even during the show, somehow she's capable of impersonating an entire chat room. It was a test. It was not only a test of our ability to moderate her chat, but also whether or not we were going to call the camarilla on her. Whether we were going to say anything, she needed to know whether she could trust us. At literally a perfect angel. I don't even have a self that could dissociate or be mentally ill. I'm a host. A living database. I live because I find it fun to be an information conduit. To process trends and support the ones I deem worthy. There was no Masquerade violation. She was showing off her skills all along. She put you into a world of pure fiction. The same way she was testing you when she attacked you from the back. Damn, she's good at this. Malk David Chapman. Of course, you can just ignore what I'm saying and decide I'm just another deranged malkavian. But hey, annihilation of the self is the only way to survive in the 21st century. Android of Notre Dame. If there was an era that demanded images of beautiful people transcending beyond humanity and inspiring others to do the same, it's this one. Manhole Mermaid. Although for now, because of Masquerade, my audience is quite limited. Speaking of, hey, you want to be the star of my next movie? Yeah, I don't know if we would know what we want to say to this. This is just a lot. Need to sign him a little over, sure. Air doll. No, sorry to disappoint. That is the question. But yeah, your test is over. Now the question is, do I want to work with you? She puts her phone away for the first time since you've met her and gives you a good hard look. Vibe check Vivo. I guess I can give it a shot, yeah. You're not that dumb, you're not that boring, and you're kind of cute. Air doll. Don't worry, no more modding jumps. Mine's get attached, so that's always bad news. She grabs your arm and starts leading you out of her room. GPS. I put you through enough shit. Next time, I'll let you in on a little job I'm doing. Well, the streets, and you'll see why Sophie told you to contact me. She leads you through a labyrinth of gray corridors. It's a different route than the one you made your way in through. Unconscious diagram of psychic event. The city is so much more than what its elites consider real. Stick with me and I'll guide you to places camarilla elders couldn't reach in 100 years. She leads you out of the building, into the back alleys. Shitty trailer voice. Even if someone else rules the streets, we'll rule the information highways. This is, the power of hope. She lets out a theatrical laugh and disappears. You don't even notice when she leaves you alone. You assume everything went as well as it could. A new ally. The power of hope. As you walk off into the night, everything around you feels a little less tangible than it did a few hours ago. We did it! We did it! So we got the malk. I think this is our Gangrel? Yes. Yes. Alright, so we gotta go rest before we do Jezebel's Childer. You notice something strange by the front door of your haven. A letter's been slipped under the door in a cream-colored, old-fashioned envelope. There's no name on it, but you know it's meant for you. Opening the letter, it's clear it's been sent by someone incredibly old-fashioned, rich, or maybe just a fan of classic stationery. No normal person sends letters like this. The note is short and terse, written in elegant, delicate handwriting. Is it Sophie? Oh, you're cordially invited to a rendezvous at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. I'll be waiting to make your acquaintance tomorrow night. Look for me closer to God. I did my best preacher impersonation. There's no other information. Looks like you have a mysterious invitation for the following night. Okay, we did rest and we're good to go. Oh, we can go visit her again, and we've got new people. You weren't here. Faith and Myth, Part 1. We're gonna go on an adventure with Hope. Oh, but we have to make decisions. We have to make decisions. Sophie told us to go and get the squad together. So we might want to spend our time at least gaining one other ally. So we've got the Gangrel. We've got a Nos. And we've got a Tremere. I really like her look. You make your way through the Grand Army Plaza, passing the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Arch. You can't help but feel a tinge of nostalgia as you picture the place as you've seen it countless times, in broad daylight and teeming with life. You quickly get over it and pass through the Northwest Gate into Prospect Park. The park is its usual maze of unkempt foliage and dimly lit alleys. Silence hangs in the air, as it would this time of night, and there doesn't appear to be any sign of a kindred presence. You start to suspect Langley's sources fed her a bunch of bullshit, but you're not willing to give up just yet. You take a deep breath. Your nostrils fill with the scent of dead leaves and something else. A faint whip of copper. Too subtle for a human to notice, but your newfound kindred intuition tells you that you're in the right spot. Got our blood sniffer going. Yeah. These are Tamika's hunting grounds, all right. It's more than a hunch. You can feel it in your veins. Now it's only a matter of finding her. Unless, of course, she finds you first. As you ponder your options, you hear footsteps coming from behind a line of trees. Quick, but evenly paced. Most likely a late-night jogger. No vampire would take kindly to you feeding in their domain. But then again, perhaps you could kill two birds with one stone. No. I am definitely not feeding on the jogger when I'm trying to make this Gangrel my bud. I want to be very mindful. You head south, delving deeper into the less frequented section of the park. Passing a babbling stream, you make your way into the ravine. Home to some of the oldest trees in the park, it's the place to go when you want to get away from the crowd and enjoy some one-on-one time with nature. And that's during the day. At night, it's bound to be a Gangrel's delight. Making your way through the brush, you come across a rocky crevice hidden behind a wobbly chain-link fence. You leap over the fence in a single bound, trying to land as quietly, as kindredly possible. The crevice looks deep enough for you to think twice about jumping in. Instead, you peer into the darkness below, listening intently. In a split second, the air by the side of your head swirls like a vortex. Driven by sheer instinct, you lean back just as 5 finger-shaped razors cut through the darkness, missing your face by an inch. A clawed shadow jumps back a few paces, preparing to correct its mistake. You catch a glimpse of the assailant. Looks pretty animalistic, all right, but he's not the one you're looking for. For starters, it's a he. Just as he's about to lunge at you, a snarl resounds from the bushes nearby, stopping your foe in their tracks. Out of the shadows emerges a young woman, baring her teeth ever so slightly. She walks over, calmly, her eyes fixed on your assailant. Her presence is enough to make him reconsider attacking you, but not to withdraw completely. He glances over to her, puffing up his chest. Stay out of it, Tam. I smelled him first. Ooh, your tats are cool. Tam, how about that? She raises an eyebrow, but remains silent. Her compatriot turns back towards you. Ooh, we're a pretty boy. Shouldn't have come here, pretty boy. I'm gonna fuck you up so bad you'll be wearing your tongue as a fucking necktie. Tamika looks at you, expectantly. Oh, we don't want to start a fight with the Gangrel? Are you nuts? Easy there, big shot. You made your point, okay? Confirm badass. I'm not looking for a fight. Tamika tilts her head in a way that's barely noticeable, and yet strangely expressive. She seems disappointed. Be disappointed in me! I'm fragile and beautiful. I don't want to get fucked up. The man loosens up, his lips twisting into a wry smile. Clearly, you just gave him the confidence boost he needed. Fuck. Figures. You got that look about you. All style, no substance. Didn't even have to smell you. I know a sissy when I see one. Well, guess what? You ain't getting off that easy chicken shit. A fierce growl echoes across the alley, stopping the savage in his tracks. Tamika walks over to her comrade, her fangs glistening in the dim lamplight. She puts her hand on the side of his head, caressing his hair and tugging at his ear, as if she was scolding a puppy. She leans over and speaks in a voice that's firm, yet oddly affectionate. Wow, she looks so cool! She looks really cool. It's okay, Raoul. I'll handle it from here. The male Gangrel looks at her with a mix of timidity and resentment. Then he turns back to you. Fine. They're not worth the effort anyway. Having said his piece, Raoul retreats into the shadows. Although, if you were to guess, he's likely to stay within earshot. With her companion gone, Tamika turns to you once more. What do you want? Straight to the point, huh? I like that. I don't care what you like. Now quit stalling. You have something to say. Say it. I come with an offer. I'm willing to offer you my services, such as they are. All I will hope for in return is a fruitful, long-lasting relationship. Toreador fledgling, no! So you wanna help me with something, 'cause you wanna be my friend. That about right? Well, yeah, when you put it that way, it does sound corny, doesn't it? Uh-huh. She puts on a veneer of skepticism, but you can tell she's intrigued. Corny's not bad, though. I think I'm okay with corny. What I'm not okay with is putting my ass on the line and getting stabbed in the back for my trouble. So, why exactly should I trust anything you say? Should we show a little, kindred wisdom? I don't expect you to. Not yet, anyway. Good. Because my trust is earned, not given. Then let me earn it. A few nights, your time, that's all I'm asking. For a brief moment, she stands there, motionless, looking straight into your eyes as if to size you up. Finally, she looks away. It looks like she's come to a decision. Just so that we're clear, I don't trust you. I have no reason to. Frankly, you sound more lost than I am. Still, there's something about you. Most kindred who are this pretty tend to hide rot underneath. But I don't smell it on you. So I'll give you a chance to prove yourself. I have some outstanding business to take care of. I'll let you know once that's done. Meet me here and we'll see what you're really made of. And with that, Tamika disappears into the night. That went pretty well, all things considered. We did it! We did it! Nice! Look, and we're only at midday, so we could go and do something else. Perfect job.
Thanks for watching. For more content, you can check out these videos, or my stream on Twitch, or my reaction content on TikTok. All the links are in the description. Have a great rest of your day.